Hey everyone, welcome to this section. In this section, we'll discuss regarding the concept of adding Palo Alto firewalls as a managed device in your Panorama. So as we know that Panorama is essentially managed appliance through which you can go ahead and configure and manage multiple Palo Alto firewalls. So let's, before going through all the deep details, the first thing that you should do is you should know how to add this particular Palo Alto firewalls in your Panorama. Right, so I've got a couple of firewalls over here which is powered on. You can see the management IPs which has been running as a standalone mode. So my PFW1 is running with the management IP of 192.168.201, and I will have PFW2 which is running with the management IP of 192.168.1.203, and my Panorama is on 192.168.1.222, as we all know, right? This IP is .222, and from here, so it is going to go and manage those two couple of Palo Alto firewall appliance. All right, so the first thing first is you have to note down the Panorama IP address. You have to note down, just in case, I just add this IP address over here, which is 192.168.1.222 as the Panorama IP. Here we go. Okay, so first thing first, make sure that you note down the device IPs, like the Palo Alto firewalls that you want to add, their management IPs, and also you should know the Panorama IP address, and plus also you should know the default gateway IP address. Now your first thing first, your job is to locate the both the firewalls serial numbers, right? So you need to add the firewall using its serial numbers, right? So my first thing first is adding the PA firewalls in Panorama as managed device. So to do that, the first step should be note down the management interface IP address for all the PAFW devices, and also the Panorama appliance. That is the first thing that you should note. Second point should be note down the PAFW serial numbers, because you would need the serial numbers of the Palo Alto firewalls over here. All right, and also you should note down the the firewall's host name. So note down the PA firewall host names. Okay. Yep. So also the versions of the PanOS, if it is noted down, that's also legitimate. That's okay. So like these are the important ones. So what you should do is you should go ahead and do this job. So first of all, you can go to the Palo Alto firewall. So let me log into the PFW1. So let's log into the PF firewall 1, and the username and the password. There we go. And let's also log into the PFW2 in the meantime. So from both the firewalls, I'll copy the serial number from their dashboard. Okay, so once you have logged in, so I've logged into my PFW1. Notice over here, notice the host name, the device name as PFW1. I'm just highlighting, right? And this is also, you can see, PFW1, and I'm going to copy the serial number that is highlighted here, right, and paste it in the local notepad. So similarly, I'll do the same job for the PFW2 as well. Okay, so go to PFW2 in the dashboard, just in the general information section. So this is PFW2 and I'll copy the serial number. So let's do that. So from the PFW1 I'm like selecting the serial number, right click it, copy it, and I'm pasting those serial numbers in my notepad. Likewise, I should go to PFW2, copy its serial number. Notice it's from PFW2 and I'm pasting this in my notepad. So once the serial numbers are copied, next what you can do is you can go to the Panorama itself, and you can go to the Panorama dashboard. You can see in the dashboard the device name is Panorama, the management IP, the mask, the default gateway, its serial number, its model, everything is over here, right? So all good. You can see about the admin information in the dashboard, who has logged in. So just click on this Panorama tab, and from this particular Panorama tab, right, you have got an option of manage devices, right? So right now you are seeing the license option. That's okay. I have to just, but the device management license is fine, it's working fine. All right, so you need to go to this particular option called as manage devices, right, and click on this summary right here. So manage devices and summary, right, you can just click on that. Okay, so you can see that as of now no firewalls has been added as a managed devices over here. Okay, so what you do is just click on Panorama manage device and click on in the summary. So just click on this add button, and over here your first step is to paste those serial number values which you have copied from the firewall, and paste those values right here. Either paste or paste as plain text, whatever choice you want, you can do that, and click on the generate auth key value. Okay, and once this auth key has been generated and it is there in the clipboard, copy those entire values properly from the clipboard. Okay, just copy it and click on OK, and make sure you go ahead and paste that particular auth key value in your notepad, because this auth key will be required to ensure that the Palo Alto Firewalls knows about the Panorama. Okay, so it's kind of a mutual mutual authentication that you are doing, right, for the device association. So yep, so you can click on OK as of now, and you can see the status. It says that, hey, these are the device names I see, this is the serial number I see, that has been added, right, but it is in the disconnected state, because as as expected, you have to go to the Panorama appliance, and then you have to you have to go to the Palo Alto Firewall appliances, and then you should add this Panorama as its centralized management device, right? So on the PFW1, so I logged into the PFW1, right under device, you have got this Panorama settings right here on the top right. Okay, Panorama settings. So I went to the PFW1 and went to the Panorama settings. So your job is to click on this cogwheel, and you've got two options, whether you want the device to be managed by Panorama or cloud service. I want it to manage by Panorama, and define the Panorama server IP address over here. So 192.168.1.222, that's the IP, and that's the auth key which I've copied it from the Panorama. I have to paste that auth key value right here. Okay, and I keep my timers for connection timeouts and for retry interval for SSL connection to the Panorama, those values as default. Okay, all right, so click on OK, and similarly I will go to PFW2. Notice here right? I'm in PFW2. Notice the host name, and I go to device, I go to management. Similarly, right on the Panorama settings, click on this cog wheel and add the Panorama server IP, which is 192.168.1.222, and also copy this particular auth key value and paste it right here. Keep everything else default for time being for the lab purpose, right? And then your job is to commit those changes, right, once those configurations has been done. So on the PFW2, I'm committing those configuration changes. On PFW1, I'm committing those configuration changes. And on Panorama, when I click on commit, I see multiple options. So we have got commit to Panorama, which will be committing the configurations to the Panorama device, local device itself. We have got push to device or commit and push, right? So those two are for the managed devices. So from Panorama, you can push those configurations to the managed devices. So for my case, as of now, it is commit to Panorama. I select that and I click on commit. So let the commit operations complete successfully, and then I can see the status of my device should turn up as connected from disconnected state. So let's wait for that. Almost done for PFW1, almost done for PFW2. Okay, so in PFW2 it is done, PFW1 is almost done. Here we go, and Panorama is also done. I just refresh this particular state. So just give it a second, it should come up as connected. Let's wait for that.